Well, howdy, everybody. Teresa here. It is Veda Day 26, August 26th, 2022, Friday afternoon at
3:08.
3:08. And we are cleaning house. So, I'm taking a break from cleaning house so I can do this video. Well, we're both taking a break from cleaning house. Anything we can do to stall that? As you hear, Brad started a load of laundry, and I started a load of running the dishwasher. So then we gotta clean house. I need to still decorate for fall. We need to do our medicine tonight. The pressure is immense, Bradley. Then I want to go in a craft room tomorrow and continue setting that room up. But I'd like to be able to go in there and paint soon. Brad needs to get on it. I'm cracking the whip about getting these memorial plaques done. Well,
I know.
I gave you an extra month, dude.
Yes, you did do that.
And we're not very far with that. We need to focus.
I need to find the right pictures.
Okay, well, you need to start looking for that.
I will
and
do
focus.
That. I will do
You
that.
need to find out if the printer is going to print for you or not.
Yeah.
Which we're going to have to take a bunch of stuff off it.
Well, if nothing else, I can get a library card, and I can print from my phone and then go down there and pick it up.
Whatever makes you happy.
Okay.
Anyway, so there's that. Nothing new much to report. I don't know. I went to sleep probably, about 7:30?
Yeah, that was about
No,
it.
I was back up at 11. In fact, I think by the time that Brad woke up with me serenading him, it was like 12:30 or so.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd already been up. I'd already messed around online, cleaned out all my mailboxes, all the spam. Make sure you get your spam, and make sure you empty the trash on your photos too, because just because you put it all in trash, it's all still sitting there. So you got to clean off enough space if you're like me and like so many of us that record on our phone, just because it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
It's with us.
Yeah.
It's a much better picture than before. And there's some things I like about it, some things I don't like about it as much. But anyway, we were watching, what did we watch last night?
60 Days In.
60 Days In, but what we'd watch before that? Did we just watch some random YouTube videos?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what we really watched. We usually go back, into my room and everybody dog piles on the bed and watch TV. And then Brad will kiss me goodnight and he'll wander all the way down to his bedroom.
To the east wing.
To the east wing. Probably turn on his TV and mess around on his phone. That's the way it goes. So in the evenings, usually we're not out here in the front room, really.
No, we'll stay out here till 6 or 7 and then...
Yeah, and then, by that time, my legs are kind of hurting and stuff, and I want to go get back on the bed and we'll settle in and watch TV or whatever. Oh, did you get out the pork?
No, I will, though.
Because we need to eat something, honey.
I know.
Do you have something else?
We were going to have the chicken, remember?
Oh, that's right. Ugh.
Yeah,
Okay.
The chicken.
I'm thinking about my main meal for today, and I'm like, okay. Last night we had chef salads, and Brad made. Are you still sure those were chicken or fish sticks? Because I've never seen fish sticks that tiny.
No.
It was the weirdest fish sticks.
That's why we're not.
They were like French fry size.
That's why we're not going to buy any more of those.
No, I did not know. I had a couple of them. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Fed the rest to the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even illuminate last night because I know we didn't get back there till 10.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened, because we took a 3-hour nap. You guys got a short little video, well, kind of short, last night, and we didn't get, and all of a sudden, Brad and I always do this stupid game, Who can say I love you the most first from midnight on? And he won last night. All of a sudden, we're watching TV and stuff. He's like, I love you the most. Usually, I'm like, Urgh.
And it doesn't count. It has to be after midnight.
It has to be after midnight. Yeah. The other night, he won by a nanosecond. I'm pretty sure, because I was texting him at the same time, I'm pretty sure that his text message knocked my text message back, or else I would have won. But I let him have it. You gotta let him, keep him happy sometimes, you know. You gotta throw him a bone once in a while. Sunday's our day off, so hopefully we'll just relax, cuddle, spend time together, kind of preparing for the next week. I have an appointment on the 6th. I don't know what day that falls on.
Okay, I'll check with her.
I can't because I'm on my phone.
I know, I'll check.
Let's see, 'cause today's the 26th. So a week from today would be the 2nd. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not this coming week, it's a week after to see the ortho.
Where's that at?
The orthopedist
Oh, okay.
with Nash.
Okay.
We've been there numerous times.
I know. I was thinking foot doctor for some
Oh,
reason.
no. Both have to ride the bike today. Brad rides the bike too. Good for the circulation. Good for your overall health. So.
It's on the Tuesday after Labor Day.
Okay. We'll probably do it this evening. We usually like to jump on the bike and I mean, it's right there and ride it while we're watching TV and stuff. So, you know, we'll do that. Yes?
Teresa said that whoever is riding the bike, they get to choose what they watch on the big TV. And I took so much grief when I was a teenager about liking the band Kiss. In fact,
From his adoptive father.
yeah, and even up until a couple months before he died, he still gave me grief about liking Kiss and and everything, and
Not like teasing. It was
yeah, it was
not
delicious.
in a good way. Yeah.
And so it was almost a 2-hour concert, and I never did see Kiss in concert, but I end up turning that on for the 25 minutes I was riding the bike, and then we end up watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
I'd never watched a Kiss concert either, and we've seen some great concerts just from the comfort of our home,
yeah,
and don't have to put up with the drunks or the traffic or any of that. So. I think I surprised you that I wanted to watch it because you were like, "Oh, let's find something else." And I'm like, "No, cool."
yeah.
You know, I enjoy watching a good concert.
Mm-hmm.
I was just kind of chilling. I was loom knitting and so all of that. I missed doing that last night, but it just got so late. You know, I have my bingo games to play. Y'all know this, right? Because see, I won't go to a real bingo place anymore. It's just too expensive. I feel bad when I lose and stuff, and I feel like I've just wasted $40. You know, do that times 4. It's a lot of money.
It is.
So, I could play bingo in the comfort of my home too. It's the same way as we used to love to go to casinos.
Yeah.
But now that you can play this very same game for free, I'd rather do that. Now we had a lot of really great times down in Deadwood and stuff. That was a lot of fun. Now when we used to go to Riverton, Lander area, it was okay.
Yeah.
It was kind of pretty boring actually.
Mm-hmm.
And when it takes you 2 hours each way to go down, was it 2 hours or an hour and a half? Each way. It was 2 hours.
It was about 2 hours.
Yeah, so, you spend more time traveling. But
And that highway's kind of scary.
That highway's got a lot of deaths and stuff on it. So, but we used to have a good time down in Deadwood. We've already told you guys stories about that, and gosh, we were down there a lot. Never got tired of seeing the history and stuff either. So, a lot of fun memories. Um, but yeah, we don't really have any other plans for this weekend.
No. What I always thought was kind of funny with when we'd go up to Deadwood is we might gamble for 15 minutes and then we'd go wander, and that's when we got to see the other sites of the area, which is
Really cool in Deadwood, South Dakota. For those of you that don't, is there's a trolley car that runs all over to all the motels and stuff, so you can easily catch it if in case you do want to, have a few drinks. But like Brad said, it's casino after casino, and they're small casinos, a lot of them. And you can just walk to them. You can walk up and down the cobblestone paved roads, on the sidewalk, grab some ice cream, maybe listen to some music. In the summertime, they have like reenactments of some gunfights and stuff, and it's got a lot of history. A lot of people bring their kids there.
Yeah.
For a lot of the history and stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Of course, you don't want to go when it's any the week before Sturgis or the week after. Especially the week before, because it's gonna just be packed and crazy. But you do see a lot of really cool motorcycles too. I remember one time we were down there walking, and we were on one of the side streets, and we ran into all kinds of motorcycles and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bikers were just absolutely great.
Oh yeah.
So many people think these bikers are just, killers and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, there's your good and your bad, and we never encountered any bad.
No.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about today on a more personal thing is, you guys know, not too long ago, maybe a year ago now, we were talking about having some problems in our marriage, and I think I've talked about this before. We were on the verge of splitting up. We said either we're going to have to be able to fix this, or else we're going to have to be separate and get divorced. Neither one of us wanted that, because we still, the love has always been there. So we've been working a lot harder on our marriage and putting behind you and forgiving each other for things that happened in the past. For me, I know particularly, and I think for you too, it's hard to let go of the past and forgive totally. I mean, total forgiveness. But, you work through it. We had some knockdown, drag-out fights. Nothing physical or anything.
No.
And I'll admit I'm the one that has more of a temper. It's that hair trigger kind of Irish. Not that anything I'm proud of, because sometimes you'll find yourself so mad, and you'll stop and you'll look at yourself and go, what are you doing? This is the person you love more than anything in the whole world. What are you doing? And plus, you don't want to behave that way. But I'm really happy to be able to tell you guys that we are in a really great place in our marriage. And it's probably better than it's been
A lot of years.
probably in over 3 decades, seriously. We really had lost connection, and as your kids get older and stuff, like they're teenagers and stuff, you do start to lose connection. And then all of a sudden, a lot of stuff that happened after the kids graduate high school and stuff concerning them, concerning other family members and stuff. And, Brad worked a lot. Sometimes he had 2 jobs, and so you didn't see him much. And that can really kind of drive a wedge. And then it was such a big adjustment for both of us, him being home all of a sudden. A lot of people kind of get to ease into it because, they're preparing to retire. And what happened with Brad, disability and stuff, and he ended up just having to quit work suddenly. I mean, I think we knew it was coming, but not wanting to admit it and trying to find a job maybe it would be a better fit. And then it was such a shock to have him home, and he was really lost for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's now kind of coming into his own, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I know I feel a lot happier. We're getting this house together. We spent a lot of time together, you know. But I just wanted to share that don't give up hope. Unless there's abuse or like severe drug abuse or something like that, don't give up hope because there has to be a reason that you married that person. Now, we all sometimes can't stand as the other person is breathing. It can be really annoying. That endearing little thing they did is now something that irritates you so bad that every time they do it, you're like, oh. But don't give up because if you love each other, I can't imagine my life without you.
Oh,
That's the
I can't
biggest
either.
thing that kept us together. And we did talk logistics about one of us moving out, who would take what pet, and all of that. And we talked logistics of finances and everything. I mean, and the thing was, we really don't want to be apart.
Nope.
If I was going to be apart from Brad, I just wouldn't want to get involved with anybody else, so they're never going to be him. And when you spend this many years with somebody, you know, there's, you know.
I don't really have any memories of life without you. You know, I mean, because
I don't have very many, yeah,
yeah,
because, I
yeah.
mean, it's just, I mean, the girls were, well, Kim was just turning 2, and our oldest daughter was 4. And so, I mean, they were still small, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't regret for me that we made the decision many years ago to have me stay home with the girls and take care of the house and stuff. I was a housewife. I'm still a housewife. That's what I like doing. And I don't regret it. For a long time I felt like, well, you know, it would have been better financially if I had worked. And that still is the case. And I don't know if the younger generation can really get away with staying home because, you know, our social security and stuff is set up to the point where you really need to have some kind of more income basis and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you're putting a big risk on both of you having one of you stay home because the other person is financially responsible for you too. But in our case, it's worked out well.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I used to be ashamed of that. And it's like, no, this is just who I am. You know, I want to talk about my dogs. I want to talk about my loom knitting and my diamond painting and my regular painting and things that Brad and I want to do. I mean, that's just who I am. This is my very favorite shirt in the whole world. Have you all know this? These are flowers and stuff. I just love this shirt, don't I, honey?
Yes, you do.
I mean, I love this shirt. This is my very favorite shirt in the whole wide world. So, you know, I'm just kind of that goofy, silly, but very loving person,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I am glad that we've been able to basically pull our heads out of our you-know-whats and, you know, sort through all of the years and years of things we swept under the rug that we didn't talk about when it happened, that we should have,
Mm-hmm.
and then it festers. And like I said, you can only sweep so much stuff under the rug before you're tripping over it. And then you got to sort through it. It's like having this massive junk drawer that you got to sort through and try and make heads and tails out of. And a lot of times the anger that's been there underneath comes out, you know, and you know we've gone toe to toe on some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yes, we have.
you know, we love each other, and then you say, okay, we've dissected that event
Multiple times.
forwards, backwards, sideways, multiple times. Now we need to forgive and put it behind us. And, you know, that's what you do. But I'm just very happy that I can say that after 34 years of marriage, I mean, we have really reconnected. We really kind of have fallen back in love with each other. I mean, we've always loved each other.
Yeah.
But, back to the holding hands and snuggling and cuddling and all that good stuff. So, don't give up.
Nope.
I mean, you're never going to be the person you used to be. I don't want to be that 24-year-old. I don't.
Yeah.
How could I be that 24-year-old again?
Yeah.
And we've gone through so much stuff over the years that,
Well, one quick note is I want to go back to the thing about you being a stay-at-home mom, domestic goddess, whatever, and
master butt scratcher.
yes, just ask Charlie.
For the dogs, yep.
And I don't know how many times there's one conversation in particular where I introduced Teresa to a friend of mine, and his girlfriend was kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
But we were making small talk, and she said to Teresa, "And what do you do?"
And it was real snotty. Like,
Yes.
And what do you do?
And when Teresa said that she was a stay-at-home mom, it was, yeah, you could feel all the judgment right then, right there. And
I don't know why the minute somebody finds out that that's a choice that we made, that all of a sudden you lose IQ points.
Yep.
Like I couldn't do anything else. No, we made that choice, and we sacrificed a lot for it. We sacrificed having 2 vehicles, going on vacation, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I still feel for us it was the right fit.
Yep.
Not for everybody.
Yep.
But for us it was the right fit.
Yeah. It was really important to both of us that one of us be home with the kids, because you see some of these kids that they get out of school and they come home to an empty house and everything, and there's just there's no interaction, no supervision, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the kind of job that you as the parents have and how things are set up, because you may think a child is coming home alone to an empty house, but you don't know, maybe every day they call and talk with grandma for a while.
Yep.
Maybe we don't know that maybe grandma's not just a real short distance away.
Yep.
Or that if they needed something that mom is just a real, or dad.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want anybody to think that we're judging.
No.
That if you've chosen to have a career, I think that's great. I think we're not all made to be the same people. But for us, and because I am very tender-hearted and stuff, I mean, and Brad always said, you don't realize how cruel the world can be. And I don't want to know all of how cruel the world can be. I will tell you this. I mean, what I see, it just amazes me. I just want to weep sometimes. But, I want to keep some of my being naive to a point, I mean, I'm the woman that will tell you about, I told Jelly Bean this whole story this morning about, I was covering her up with a blanket, I had to shave her super short because, we had discovered a couple fleas on her and we wanted to make sure that they were gone. I was telling a story about how I was covering her up with a blanket, that I've always covered dogs up with a blanket. There's one picture of me when I'm 3 or 4 years old, and I covered up my dog, Taffy, which was my very first dog, up with a blanket on the couch. And I've been covering up dogs, big and little, all my life, and it's just my thing. Brad will laugh, because how many times do you walk in the bedroom and you see Jelly Bean all cocooned up, and she's happy as a lark, right?
Yep.
I did order a sweater last night. She was a little cold. But,
But she's got a few hot spots.
Yeah, she does.
That we need to get those.
Right. Yeah.
You're the one who pointed those out to me.
Right, and I have spray for that. I have a couple different types.
Yeah.
right now the birth bees seems to be working about the best. But you know, I just don't want anybody to think we're judging you.
Yeah.
I have friends that have worked all their life, and I think that's great. I think we women especially do a big disservice to each other because we judge each other by if we're working, if we're not working. Let's all come together. I mean, when our kids were growing up, I had no problem helping out a working mom. There were sometimes, because we lived in apartment stuff, that the little girls next door would want to come over just because they didn't want to be home alone and stuff. I had no problem helping out.
Yeah.
Hey, you're working, I'll help out,
Well, several times you watch the baby.
I watched the baby, yep, and then I watched the gal downstairs too. They had
Yeah.
that little boy.
Yeah.
Or she had that little boy.
Yeah.
I had lots of people, lots of kids up in our apartments, and then when we had a house and stuff. I mean, but I think we do our especially as women do a big disservice. It's almost like a war on who stays home and who is working, and they'll make snide comments back and forth about, oh, I wish I could just stay home and do nothing. Okay, nice, and
Yeah.
so then the stay-at-home mom may make a comment, well, at least I know my kids are well taken care of. It's like, could you both stop? I mean, let's just all come together and say, hey, I understand that, maybe you have to work late and you need your child to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Or, things happen.
Yeah.
And it's not like it used to be like in the 50s and 60s where a majority of women, moms were at home. Because it is now that majority of women work,
Mm-hmm. But it's gotten to a point where you got to.
Yeah.
I am really amazed at these families that can make it on one income, or and then there's a lot of families that even with two incomes they can't make it.
Yeah. And that's why there's more and more food pantries open up and stuff now. Plus they've been given special grants because of COVID and stuff.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm just telling you guys a little backstory on us. I'm a crafter.
Yeah.
I'm a crafter, a creator. I was explaining to Brad that you don't understand how my mind works. I'm always thinking of what I want to make next, what I want to create next. Now I'm determined I'm going to learn how to make aluminum jelly a sweater. Even though I ordered one, I'm like, I'm a loom knitter sweater yet. So, but yeah, you just learn.
Mm-hmm.
You just learn to adapt.
Yeah, and I would get pissed off at these people that acted like Teresa was stupid because she stayed home, or she was lazy because she stayed home, and honestly, when it came to housework, I had to do very, very little.
Yeah, very little. And I mean, it's just kind of like when I was in college. I told you guys I didn't start college until I was 40. I mean, I already had my cosmetology license and stuff. But I didn't start college until I was 40. And I was in a nursing program and, getting straight A's and making the dean's honor roll and stuff. And the minute I switched my majors to fine art, because that is my true love, I lost IQ points, evidently. I mean, I'm still pulling in the high grade point average, but evidently, because I switched majors, I've lost IQ points. It's like, no, but I can't step into the world of nursing if I'm not wholeheartedly into it. And if I can't wholeheartedly support some of the things they want you to do, like strapping down patients and stuff. If I can't, I'm not going to strap down an elderly person who is afraid and alone because they're difficult to handle. I just can't do it. So, I mean, and that's no reflection on anybody in the nursing field, but it's just I always find it funny that I lost IQ points.
Oh yeah. You
Like,
know,
well,
if you lost IQ points, why was it that so many college professors would stand behind you while you're drawing and painting?
drawing. I didn't take any
Oh,
painting
that's right.
classes
Yeah,
in college. That painting is all self-taught.
yeah.
You
But
know.
yeah, why was it if you lost IQ points and you were supposed to be something less than, you know, that you had all these teachers and
I just do what I
students?
do. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think something I'm doing is great, and Brad will even say, "That's not your best work." My instructor used to make me mad. I told you guys we used to go round and round. One time he took, we had these great big electric racers, right? And I'm working on this huge drawing, and I love to do charcoal. He said, "You're gonna hate me for this," and he picked up that electric racer and he erased half of it. I used to be so mad. I'd come home, I'd slam down my sketch pad, and oh man, first year I had him, he and I went round and round. The second year, just loved him to death. You know, he was my mentor. He taught me so much. I had 4 of his classes back to back. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, you're a glutton for punishment," because he gave lots of homework, right? You had to produce work every night. I loved it. I would go in extra. And he would say, "You really love this," because I'd sit there in the studio, all alone, because I always work with headphones on, and just draw. He used to like it because he'd leave for lunch. He didn't have to lock it up, because I was in there.
Yep.
He'd go, "Oh, I'm gonna go for lunch. You're gonna be in here." Yep.
Well, and
You know.
I know he used to come into my liquor store, and he told me several times that Teresa always did her best work when she was pissed off, and that's why he would goad her into being very, very irritated.
He didn't do that the second year though.
Now,
Because second year, by then we become friends
yeah,
and stuff, and
and
yeah.
and by then you realize that you weren't just another student, because he told me he learned a lot from you too. And I know you said that
That's true.
you always hoped you'd be as good as he was, and
Still do.
there was a couple times he told me that he thought that you were a much better artist than he
He
could
told
ever
me
be.
that because I transferred down to the University of New Mexico, and he said you don't need to go down and get, further your education. He goes, you have what it takes. He said unless you're wanting to be able to make a income from it, steady income, like teaching or something. That was not what he wanted to do either. He didn't want to. He didn't want to teach, but that's what paid the bills.
Yep.
But anyway, I just do what I do. I just want to enjoy my life with you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a unique position where it's just the two of us. We don't have to really mess with anything, any outside family or anything. The family that we do have is family we've chosen to have, and they're really great and stuff. And we've cut the toxic people out.
Yep.
No ill will. Wish them well, but I'm not going to put up with that. He isn't either.
Yep.
But to be alone and be able to have you home, it's just like this was the first pet we've ever gotten that Brad had been home the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see a huge difference in her. She loves both of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, she's more attached to me. Of course, she sleeps with me and stuff, but she loves her dad.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, that's all we got going on. I just want to tell you guys, don't give up on your marriage. I know it's hard. I think it's hard anytime you've been married a long time. You're going to go through massive changes. You're going to go through changes health-wise, career-wise, family-wise, everything. I mean, when we left Wyoming, we left behind. Well, we moved to Florida by ourselves. It wasn't like we had family out there or anything.
Yeah.
And I always say we did the reverse of pioneers. So Um, you know, but we haven't given up.
Nope.
We're not going to.
Nope.
We're in a good spot now. Probably the best we've been, like I said, in over 3 decades. So, you know, like I said, the love's always been there, but sometimes it gets pushed way aside, and then you feel like you kind of lost each other, you know.
Yeah.
But then you strip away all the extra stuff in your life, and there's still that person that you still can know why that you fell in love with them, and you know they're the only. I can tell you that Brad is the only person that truly loves me, besides a few of my friends. But you are the only person who nobody else knows my history or anything. There's nobody else I would let speak for me if I'm in a coma or something. You know, I know if I'm out, Brad's pulling the plug right away. You're like, that's it. You go in a coma. That's it. That's it, girlfriend. Right? Ignore me. See this? No, he wouldn't do that unless, you know, we've talked about what we both would want and stuff. But that's years and years. And another thing is, don't keep acting like you're so old. I told Brad, he's only 62. It's not like he's 82. I'm only 58. And by today's standards, you know, that's not that old.
No, it isn't.
We still got a lot of living to do.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We have a lot of living to do, a lot of good times to be had. The dog just closed the front door. Thank you. I love it how she does that.
Yeah.
The giant schnauzer will, the front door, if it's open, it kind of blocks the hallway going into the east wing. And she'll take that, she just did it with her nose and wing that door shut so she can go down the hall. You know, it's like, wow, I was enjoying having the door open, but yeah.
Not allowed.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that. We've shared the good, bad, and ugly, and I want to share the good. Like, you know, I think you guys have noticed I've been happier and stuff. We're getting a house together. We're, you know, we've got plans for the future and stuff, and you know, life isn't perfect. It never will be, but it's darn good. It's darn good right now. We're taking care of ourselves, and, you know.
Yep.
We just like hanging out with each other.
We do.
Things that we have planned is not stuff that involves having a group of people or anything. It's just, you know, doing our stuff. You know, we want to go do lots of things outdoors.
Yep.
I still am not kamikazing down a hill, though, on a bike like you do. And little short legs pedaling like, blah. And here I am hitting the brakes the whole way down. I'm like, oh God, and he's like, woo! And I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
Hey, you got to do it.
No.
Once in a while, you got to get a little crazy.
The faster you go, the more your face bounces off that ground, and it hurts.
Well, that's why you got to tuck and roll.
I don't see you tuck and roll when I seen you crash. I've never seen you tuck and roll. Crash. You've crashed some.
Not on the bike. Well, yeah.
Yes, you have.
You weren't
And
there.
then you and your daughter decide to go ride bikes through cactus. That worked out well.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Tires and cactus do not match. But it's all been fun.
We were way the hell and gone out there, and it was starting to get dark, and neither one of us had lights on our bikes, so.
But were you supposed to be out there?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Got to explore.
So anyway, just the way it is. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. I've stalled enough. We have to get this house cleaned.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love you guys, and I do cherish your friendship so very much. And I think you guys are awesome. And do something for somebody else. Do something for yourself. Like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Let's get me over 1,000, please. I've been on YouTube for like 10 years, man. Come on now. I know my content's not that fabulous, but it'll get better eventually. Right?
Yep.
You know.
Plus, you're wearing a cool headband.
Plus, I'm wearing a cool headband that my friend Leanne got me. And my favorite shirt. How much better can life get? And a really great cup of coffee right now. Every morning I gotta tell Brad, oh, good coffee. And I can't help it, because, you know, that first cup of coffee in the morning, you're like, what are them flies doing? Yeah. We got to do something about these flies. They're bad.
Well, there was a couple that landed, but I didn't want to shoot my gun while you were doing your video.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I love you guys. Everybody say bye to Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.